Alrighty guys, we're back for some 4-color Toymaker, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? Yeah, we're cheating a little bit today. There's actually no red in this build, and this is definitely like a mid-range style build. But we're cheating for a good reason. We're playing with Santa Claus here. It's Tawnos the Toymaker, and I feel like a lot of people are probably making a Toymaker deck for Christmas, but that's fine, right? We'll hop on the bandwagon, I suppose. A 5-mana, 3/5 legendary creature, rockin' Simic colors up there. Whenever you cast a beast or bird creature spell, you may copy it, except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other type. So at that point, we're just trying to find the best birds and beasts to play with, and honestly, there isn't too much to choose from, so we really have a bird theme going on here, even though there's some pretty cool beasts in Standard, too. What else do we got in the deck here? Well, we got 3 Bushwhacks to help us mana fix, which is going to be important when we're rocking 4 colors. Also act as some removal too, which we don't have too much of in here. We have a couple Tamiyo Safekeepings to hopefully keep the Toymaker alive for an extra turn or two, right? Also helps us keep things like Ledger Shredder alive, a very powerful bird, right? Check out this bird assassin, guys. We never see this. This is the Aven Heartstabber, a 2-mana with Mire colors. It's a 1/1 flyer. As long as there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, Aven Heartstabber gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch. Not too bad, honestly. When Heartstabber dies, mill 2 cards, then draw a card. Yeah, overall, a pretty solid 2-drop creature, huh? We have 4 Courier's Briefcase to help us mana fix. The Citizen is a great chump blocker. And honestly, being able to activate that bottom ability isn't too bad. Getting that red source would happen to be from the another Briefcase, but even so, it's possible to draw the 3 cards with the Briefcase in here, but not too often, I guess, since we don't have a red source technically, except from the Briefcase. We have 4 Nimble Larcenists. This is a 3-mana. We never get to see any of these cards. A 3-mana 2/1 with flying. Just another bird, right? When Nimble Larcenist enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose an artifact, instant, or sorcery card from it and exile that card. Pretty good. It's probably going to hit a lot often. Like, you're probably not going to miss too often right now in Standard with this, so it's pretty cool, right? And it would be very cool to have that double down once you get the Toymaker on the board, too. So we have 3 hostile negotiations here. So it's a 4-mana instant speed. Exile the top 3 cards of your library in a face-down pile, then exile the top 3 cards of your library in another face-down pile. Look at the top. My apologies, guys. Look at the cards in each pile, then turn a pile of your choice face up. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile into your hand, then the other into your graveyard. You lose 3 life. This is a pretty solid card, guys. It obviously works great with like the Heartstabber's ability, but just a pretty solid card to help us draw too. And you could do this pretty early on, like on turn 3 if you're ramping with the Briefcase, for example, which could be pretty good. And there's actually a lot of ways to gain life in here as well, which we'll go over in just a second. Already went over the Toymaker. We have 2 Greater Tanukis here. This is mainly in here as a 6-mana card to work with the Heartstabber, but then also the channel ability. We get to discard this and then search our library for a basic land card, and we get to put it right onto the battlefield. So another way to fix our mana and ramp, which is pretty sick. We have 4 Herd Migrations in here as well, which we're kind of looking at the bottom channel ability, which doesn't say channel for some reason. So for 1 and a green, you discard Herd Migration, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, and then you gain 3 life. So the life gain on the Herd Migration happens to be pretty good because of the hostile negotiations where you lose the 3 life too. Also, the other life gain is from the Safekeeping too. You get to gain 2 life from Safekeeping. So hopefully We'll be fine. Overall, the deck is going to be pretty janky. I think that's to be expected when we're rocking the Toymaker, but it's going to be a fun, just a little holiday deck, huh? A couple Cultivator Colossus on the very top end, mainly because it's a beast. So we do get a couple Colossus if we have the Toymaker on here too. The deck really knows how to ramp well. It's a 7 mana card as well if it hits the graveyard for the Heartstabber. That's something to note with the Herd Migration as well. It's a 7 mana card for the Heartstabber's ability, where you need 5 or more mana values among cards in your grave, which of course counts lands too, which is pretty good. So this is a trample. We don't get to see this card very often either. So a 7 mana trample and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever Cultivator Colossus enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card, then repeat the process. That's a pretty good ability, guys. That is a pretty solid ability. Now we have 25 land in here total, which I think will be fine. So we'll probably have a lot of lands in hand when we actually do drop the Colossus, or at least one, and then a good chance of drawing another one to continue to thin out the deck and just buff the Colossus power as well. So some honorable mentions over here, guys. Battlewing Mystic. This was originally going to be a 5-color deck. I ended up cutting the red because I wanted to make the deck a little bit more consistent, because even though it's jank, it's really nice when you can still pull stuff off, you know what I mean? So yeah, no Battlewing Mystic this time. It's a sweet bird with a really good kicker ability as well, but yeah. Ulvenwald Oddity is a terrific beast, probably the best beast in Standard. What do you guys think? Didn't make the cut this time round. This is definitely like a mid-range style build, and I think Oddity is just better off on the top end of an aggro style build. Instead of like having to hold off an Oddity until you get the Toymaker on the board, then yeah, a couple Oddities can come down, but at that point, probably doesn't affect the opponent too much, so not this time round. And since a lot of stuff is hitting the graveyard, some kind of ability similar to like a Sky Turtle could be pretty cool, where, you know, returning a card from the grave to your hand or just having this as an extra piece of removal. The problem is it's not a beast and it's not a bird, it's just a turtle. Honestly, it should be a turtle beast bird, but you know, it is what it is, right? Okay, the mana base is thought through, hopefully. I think we'll be fine overall. The basic lands is right here, and we're going to be grabbing a lot of those with the Tanuki and the Herd Migration as well, so also the Bushwhack, so they're going to be out of the deck very fast. Hopefully not too fast, though. 3 Raffine's Towers, 4 Spara's Headquarters, some dual lands between the Coast and the Wastes, and then, of course, the legendary lands, too, for Soaring City, Abandoned Mire, and the Sanctum. Why is Sanctum of Nature in here? I think that's supposed to be... All right, we're making a last-minute change here, guys. How do we find this easily? I can't think of the name. That's pretty funny. That's supposed to be a Who Endures, not a Sanctum of Nature. That's pretty funny. That's fine, though. We're fine. It'll obviously be this way down in the description, too. Yeah, that was supposed to be a Who Endures. All right, either way, that's the deck. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can find that first match here. There's definitely less people playing right now because of the holidays. There we go. Nice. Speaking of the holidays, guys, you're probably seeing this video on Christmas Day. So, hey, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope that we can do something with Toymaker today, aka Santa Claus, right? Okay, opponent goes first. This is a fine hand. It's not the best, but we got a ton of ramp. I think we keep it. What do you guys think? Yeah, Briefcase ramps into the Tanuki if we really need to. Nice. Raffine's Tower is a great draw. Seeing the 3rd mana makes this hand way better. Ooh, Reckoner Bankbuster with Is It colors over there. That's pretty gross. Let's get the forest down and get that briefcase down and probably go Tanuki next turn. And then we might actually be able to go right into the Toymaker on time. Sounds cool to me, man. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, opponent's just playing some powerful cards right out the gate here. This is instant speed. We keep the negotiations open too. Excuse me. We don't even necessarily need the ramp from the Tanuki unless, I guess, there's a chance that we don't draw. All right. I'm just going to keep the Tanuki open. It's very hard to counter the channel abilities, so I think we're fine doing this on the opponent's turn. Maybe scaring them a little bit. Yep, they're going to go ahead and swing, get some ramp here. Got the Bank Buster ability open. We could go Hostile Negotiations. I'm going to keep this, see if it gets a better block later on. How do you guys feel about that? So we ramp with Tanuki, drop the Wastes. We'll technically have 6 available. Man, they're going to take out the tower, huh? That's not good. All of the basic lands are going to be, like, out of here. I think we'll still do this over the Hostile Negotiations, though. Do this now. Yeah, like all of our basic lands. So we're going to need a white source, and then we'll grab a blue source from the field. That'll be fine. Yeah, we're eventually going to need a white source, I would say. Yep, well, we still have all the mana. And I guess we'll drop the Wastes. Now are they just going to counter Toymaker #1? I mean, we got to try it, right? Let's do this. Toymaker #1. Can it hit the board successfully? Woo, it does hit the board. Okay, I'm excited. It's probably just like simple removal then or something, huh? So Bushwhack would be pretty good, take out the Shaman. But I'd also like to save that, see if we can get the Ledger Shredder down. Tawnos is just a good blocker too. Let's save everything back. I guess we'll save the 1/1 back too. It's not really worth swinging for 1 damage here. They're going to draw with the Bank Buster. Opponent still has 6 cards in their hand, guys. They get a little bit of ramp from their 2/2 as well. But we have a... No, my Tawnos! No, you monster! You killed Santa Claus! Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Saving the Bushwhack back, letting them ramp and everything. It's not like what you want to do. Oh, guys. We drew a land, so now we get Toymaker #2 and the Ledger Shredder down. Let's go. Oh, crap. They still have 2 mana open. That could have been bad. Definitely want to play the Soaring City first, just in case this was like a make disappear, then you still had the 2 available. Should we Bushwhack? Yes. Do I want to double down on some Ledger Shredders? Heck yes. Let's do this. Let's go. That's cool, man. I mean, this match can go however it wants to go. We got to copy a birdie, and that's all I really need. Honestly, Hostile Negotiations could draw us even more birdies, too. This is scary. Oh, they technically had 4 open, but yeah, this is can only be spent to cast non-artifact spells, so... Well, yeah, non-artifact spells. Yeah, technically they had 4 available over here. Oh, no, can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. I'm sorry, I'm just reading everything wrong. You killed Santa Claus again! What on earth, bro? Oh no, they get to copy the Cityscape Leveler. Oh no, take out one of the Shredders? Oh, okay, that's only if you cast it. I'm sorry, guys. Apparently I've never read cards before. This is the first time I've ever read a card. We do get a double block? Man, yeah, we're double blocking. We still have 2 open to power up Bank Buster. Dude, sweet is it deck, opponent. Very cool. See, it was worth not chumping earlier with the Citizen, because we finally get to take care of their Fable token. Cityscape Leveler gets to gobble up our board every single turn that they swing, so at this point, I guess Hostile Negotiations is the best bet, and we're going to lose 3, but we might find something. I'm pretty satisfied that we got to copy a birdie, but yeah, the opponent's deck looks pretty powerful, man. Really does. Okay, which one do we want to show to the opponent? They'll probably give us this one if we turn this face up, but they probably... Yeah? I guess we'll turn this pile face up and see what they do. You never know. This could go either. I could see them giving us either pile. Because, nice, they gave us the face up pile. But yeah, the Heartstabber has Death Touch, but it doesn't matter. The leveler gets to take it out regardless. Oh, doubling the Heartstabber would have been sick. That would have been so cool. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, we might as well cycle this. We get to use the Power Stones from the leveler, which is pretty cool, honestly. Another tower, and we might as well get the Heartstabber down. Oh, that's right, we do get the Ledger Shredder Connive ability. Another Shredder. We'll ditch the tower. If we can survive the turn by chumping the leveler, well, they probably just have more removal in hand too. So yeah, they swing with the leveler, destroy the Heartstabber, remove the Ledger Shredder with something like an Abrade. Actually, yeah, just copy the leveler. What am I thinking? I'm so excited to play Jank that I'm not even like thinking all of this through properly. Pretty cool though. We get a draw there too. So I guess this is just like, is it artifacts or like, because it's not artifacts. Well, the Bankbuster, I guess it could just be, is it artifacts, but it also could be like, is it control that happens to run really good artifacts because of the Might Stone and everything? Hey, good game opponent. I'm relatively satisfied. I feel like our deck kind of sort of did a thing there. And I feel like technically that could have gone either way, although the opponent definitely ran away with it overall. Let's hop into the next one, guys. I'm excited, man. This feels like it's going to be a pretty fun deck. Of course, if it ends up not being a fun deck, then we know why. It's because the color red is missing from it. You know what I mean? So red can do a lot for something like a deck like this, right? Obviously, running something like Fable of the Mirror Breaker can help you pull off combos a little bit better. You know, you get to filter, you get to ramp, you get all that other fun stuff. But overall, like, Reflection doesn't do too much then either. As far as like red birds and beasts, there really aren't too many of those either. You know, the Battlewing Mystic has that kicker cost, but other than that, okay. Briefcase, Herd Migration can help us find the blue. Yep, good. I like it. I like it. Now the opponent goes first, unfortunately. Epicure. Uh-oh. Race against time, huh? Bushwhack. All right. I'll start with the Bushwhack. I think that's completely fine to start with. Even though we have so much mana fixing already. I was going to say, like, we could go Swamp and then we might top deck, like, an untapped blue source. Okay, Firebrand is one we haven't seen in, like, forever. We better ramp with the Briefcase. We don't get the chump blocker, but at least it's an extra creature. Firebrand only targets one creature. Alright, we'll go ahead and get that island down since they can see it. Herd Migration does gain us 3 whenever we use that bottom ability, so... Oh, squee. Oh, man. Oh, man, guys. Yeah, Firebrand, we haven't seen that too often recently, but it might be the deciding factor for this game early on, which is just very scary. So if we go Swamp, we do get the Heartstabber on the board, which is definitely what they target with the Firebrand. Herd Migration gains us life, but not enough. I'd rather somehow get that Toymaker on the board next turn. Maybe I should have played the tower. I should have just played the tower, guys. Now we're taking too much damage here. Yeah, we're really stuck between a rock and a hard place this game. Because we need the blocker, but at the same time, this could just be a hammer hand and then the game's over. Right, they just full swing. At least we get a 3 life gain here, but then we're still 1 mana short for the Toymaker next turn. Getting Heartstabber down now means we don't get to copy it later on. Yeah, Phoenix Chick, I'm telling you, it could be like a hammer hand, and then it's just a GG. It's not a hammer hand, okay. Well, they target Heartstabber, I assume. Okay, well, we do get a draw from the Heartstabber then. And I suppose we'll take out the Firebrand. And get the draw. And we're alive, guys. Like, if we... Hopefully we don't see too much mana. Obviously, we're about to thin out the deck a little bit more here. But we don't have to. We could save the Herd Migration, play Toymaker next turn. But they're wide enough. We'll have a chump here. They're wide enough to say... Oh, Tamiyo Safekeeping. Might be enough life gain there, too. Alright, let's go Herd Migration, thin out this deck. Which I guess we wanted to do before we got the draw. Because that could have been a land there, too, so... Before we got the draw on Heartstabber, thinning out the deck would have been a good idea. We have the white source from the tower. We should probably grab... We have 2... green sources here too. Alright, we'll grab probably yeah, we'll grab the plains. Since we have the Raffine's tower. It was a land on top, did you see that? Bushwhack, not bad, not bad. See, now the biggest issue here. Well, yeah, I don't really want to use the Safekeeping on our turn just to successfully Bushwhack something when they can bring the Phoenix Chick back. Because they have so much going on. Alright, this is going to be tower. Save the Safekeeping? Eee. We're a little bit behind here, guys. We get to block the Epic here, take a bunch of damage, gain 2. See... I'm wondering if we just thin out the deck with the Bushwhack. Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely a better way to play this one out, right? I don't know. Everything felt just a little bit off, right? Like 1 mana short and stuff like that. Like, look, now the Heartstabber is actually ready to be a 3/3 as well. So, yeah, if we could have had that on the board still. I'm tempted to thin out the deck more. We have so much land in hand, though. I think we just hold it back. Because if for some reason we can actually survive, which I don't think we can, it would be good to have this as removal. Yep, just hit the face for sure. Yeah. Yep. Just hit the face, full swing. This could be more burn in the opponent's hand, too. They get another 1/1 from Squee as well. Oh, buddy. We are in trouble. So we will take out the Epic here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming through, and we're gaining 2, and we're, I guess, leaving it up to fate at that point. We could block the Squee for an extra less damage, but that's okay. Let's see what ends up happening. See, if we just, if I packed more removal into the deck, then maybe taking out the Squee or something. Get the good game ready, because Kamano faces Kakuzan. Could drop. No, just another Lightning Strike, even if we would have blocked the Squee. Good game opponent. I can only imagine they are relatively confused by what the heck we are playing over here. That's okay, though. I think we could have seen a lot more, for sure. I think overall, like, yeah, we did see a lot of lands. A lot of mana fixing is already packed into this deck anyways, so, like, you know what I mean? I guess if you are still top decking lands even after you're fixing the mana with the other cards, then it kind of just is what it is. And then hopefully you actually get to the point in the match where you can play your bigger stuff too. Like your Cultivator Colossus, for example, right? But yeah, that we barely got to our turn 5 in that last match. So seeing the plain forest means the Nimble Larcenist actually doesn't. This is actually a pretty bad hand. The opponent goes first here too. Oh, this doesn't look good. So much to draw. There's just so much to draw, guys. All right, I'm gonna try it. We can do this. We know that this deck is janky anyways, so we might as well try out the janky hands. Okay, now the island means we actually will have the turn 3 here if we need it. Depending on what else we draw, of course, right? We might need that early forest too. Xander's Lounge. Looks like the opponents might actually give us some turns. Okay. Ledger Shredder. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now we're drawing. Now we're talking, huh? Get Mr. Nimble down next turn, and then we're going to take out our Shredder here. Most likely like an Abrade. No, Cut Down. That's right. That does hit a Shredder. Aw, that kind of sucks. Well, there's going to be a ton of targets for Mr. Nimble to hit, right? So let's do this. Hey, Safekeeping would have been good. It's not like we would have had it open, though, so let's see what we hit. Oh, could be a Make Disappear. Uh-oh. Bankbuster's also keeping this open, but yeah. We know Grixis likes their Make Disappear, so honestly, let's see what we hit, though. They let us keep it. Nope, it's gonna die. They don't want us to take the cut down. We still get the ability, though, so. Ah, Misery Shadow. I feel like we don't see that in Grixis. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. Oh, big time. They can actually power up Bankbuster with it this turn, too. Swing for 4, and then the Hostile Negotiations. Oh, they end up just passing, though. Have the Safekeeping open. Shredder's just a great draw, man. I'd love to try out these Hostile Negotiations, but yeah, one of the main reasons this is in here is for the Heartstabber, and I really love how that all plays together, right? As we're trying to get our combos with it, too. Yeah, unfortunately, Grixis has so many ways, and this is kind of something to consider. Every time you play a mid-range deck, like, Bankbuster should probably be included, at least as a one-of some kind. Okay, go for the throat. Let's go ahead and keep Ledger Shredder around. They might just have double removal, but even so, that's pretty good for us if they just go for double removal on the Shredder. Okay, Shredder's going to be a great blocker here too, and they just end up passing back to us. We're going to do this on our turn. We're looking for land now, guys. We are looking for land. Now this might be a Make Disappear, but honestly, it's probably just the Bankbuster. Finding like an open green source and another Safekeeping would be pretty good. Ledger Shredder, Spara Headquarters, another Negotiation, Spara Headquarters. Honestly, I feel like this is the pile we turn face up, and either pile's fine. I really don't want the third Negotiations. I'd much rather prefer this, but either way it has land, so let's show them this pile and see what they end up doing. I'd love to eventually get this Colossus on the board, but we'll see if the game actually goes on that long. I'll tell you what, you never know with Grixis. You never know. Okay. So we ended up getting the one that we turned face up. Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Herd Migration gains us that 3 back when it comes time, and Ledger Shredder's probably going to bite the dust, but eventually this Cultivator Colossus could hit the board. Should we swing? No, I guess not. Well, yeah, I guess it depends if we planned on blocking with the Shredder, right? Which I guess we should plan to block with it since Grixis has so much removal anyways. No, probably not. They already used 3 of their spot removal. So maybe we should have just swung with it to get some extra damage through. Hostile Negotiations number 2. It might happen next turn, on our turn, honestly, but keeping like herd migration and everything open too. So I'm okay with blocking this. They get it up to a 3/3. Nah, let's take it. This might be a 6/6 though. They might just plug all 4 into the shadow and deal some serious damage. Nope. Could be a Sheoldred. Gonna be Bank Buster. Okay. 3 mana open. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a possibility now too. I like the addition of the Misery Shadow in a Grixis build. It makes sense. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is going to hit the board. Okay, we really need to see, yeah, some value. That's pretty good. Let's get the coast down. Let's go Nimble Larcenist. 3 mana open then, and we'll have the herd migration. Yeah, the problem is we're not activating like the Shredder ability and stuff, so what ends up happening is it might just be better to keep this to get like 4 3/3s when it comes time. Oh no, guys. The Hostile Negotiation's pretty bad, but the Blade Coil Serpent's probably much worse, right? I think it's the Blade Coil. I don't know, man. That's tough. So if we keep all this open, I think I'm not going to swing with Shredder just in case they want to, because maybe we'll get the ability next turn. It really depends the order that they do things. Keep herd migration open, I guess. It gets us the 7th mana. If we can draw mana off the top, then Cultivator Colossus comes down and potentially gets us through a good bit of stuff. The hostile takeover. Oh my, there's just, this is a very hostile game, I see. My goodness. Now that could be pretty good for them, but they do lose a good chunk here as well. They could power up Bankbuster first. They could actually... Oh, they don't have a 5th mana, though. So they'd have to swing with the Goblin Shaman first. They ditch a Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay. Okay, well. I wonder. Yeah, take your time, opponent. I'm questioning everything right now as well. Like I'm like yeah, this is just one of those games. This is like one of those decks though. Like I barely know what I'm playing at this point, you know? I think we just take the damage. Let's see where they swing. Probably okay, so we'll trade off. We'll go, let's go 5 mana here. Take 6 and see if, just see what they do. I'm okay with taking 6. I am. It really depends. Down to 11. So it's still going to be the takeover, maybe. I mean, not for the Shredder. Yeah, not now that we lost a creature. That it makes much more sense for them to continue to just play more creatures. Alright, let's do this now. Let's do it. I don't like holding up the opponents. I don't like constantly clicking the button down here, and I don't think it's going to affect anything to just use the herd migration ability now, especially now that they attacked. Let's go ahead and get that other green source. That's important. Oh, the Spara's headquarters is our third green, but we don't want to take a damage from the coast for the Colossus if we don't have to, so... Okay, we ended up finding another land too, so they have one card not revealed to us. The Infernal Grasp obviously hits the Colossus, but I still think it's the Colossus play here. We get to play the Raffine's Tower here too. We have another Colossus next turn. And Hostile Negotiations isn't doing much in this right now, right? Except losing us some life. Okay. We'll have 3 mana open. I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing my voice right now. Yeah, the Infernal Grasp. It could also just save the takeover. Let's see what we draw. Infernal Grasp hits Colossus. We have Ledger Shredder as a chump blocker to survive an extra turn. We have another Colossus next turn, but then again, the takeover kind of shrinks it down to a 1/1. Actually, I don't know how that works. So if its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you can... Oh, thank you, opponent. Do they have a Make Disappear? It is a Make Disappear. The one card. Oh, no. All right, we got to keep this as a blocker now, and the Bankbuster and the Misery Shadow can really start to wrap this up pretty fast. Oh, no, guys. That's pretty scary. Reflections on the board now, too. Are we going to have to consider board wipes for this build? Maybe, maybe. Doesn't fit the theme necessarily, but I mean, at this point, what even is the theme? We're trying to rock the Toymaker with some birds, but that's still going to be pretty difficult overall. This might have been the type of deck where we wanted to try out normal play mode too, to actually like try to pull off more, but overall I'm having fun. It's super weird just playing with like different decks and everything. Excuse me. We're gonna block the Misery Shadow because they could just buff that 4 times over and just have a 6/6. Like they have 13 damage on the board if we don't block. So I'm pretty sure we just block the Misery Shadow and see what they want to do with this. We'll take 7. Because we could block the Bankbuster, but then they could buff this and we take 9. But also they might want that 4th mana, so maybe they won't buff. Okay, yep, they do end up taking out the Shredder and probably just playing Fable here, and it's looking great for the opponent. We end up seeing more mana. Like, the Colossus isn't going to do anything for us. We need to find life gain. Man, Grixis is scary, dude. Like, that is just a lot of good cards. I really like Hostile Negotiations. Really cool card. I can't believe we don't see it more often. It's just one of those things where somehow 4 mana seems like a lot right now when people are just constantly dropping value, you know? So Colossus, yeah, since we're sitting at 7, we're pretty dead, aren't we? I think we're pretty dead. Colossus just gets taken out from the Infernal Grasp. So we start with the Hostile Negotiations just to see if we can find something. We take 3 damage here, though. They get to copy Corpse Appraiser to swing in with that, too. So a second Briefcase could be okay, because it gives us an extra chump blocker. But since we're taking 3 here anyways, let's turn this pile face up and see what they end up doing. Let's see which one they actually give us. We do get the second Briefcase. Okay. So we can play Briefcase number 1. Play the Swamp. Play Briefcase number 2. We could Bushwhack their 1/1. But I'm pretty sure we're dead. Yeah, since we're at 4, they just Infernal Grasp one of the 1/1s and then they're good to go. Yeah, GG opponent. Oh man, it's too bad these games lasted so long. I would totally play more matches. But if you guys check out the deck, let me know in the comments how it goes. This is definitely one, though, if you don't have the cards, I wouldn't craft any of these unless like you think it would just be the most fun you've ever had. But other than that, it's just packed with rare cards, isn't it? Right, like the Colossus is a mythic that we never see. Negotiations is a rare. Herd Migration is a rare. Ledger Shredders are rare. I think the Heartstabbers are rare too. I think. This is an uncommon though, the Nimble, and that's actually a really fun card too. It's just too bad, like, Esper has so many great 3-drops to run that we never actually get to see the Nimble being played. So they technically don't know it's in hand, but they still full swing here. Like, this is no doubt a full swing. Then we block the Misery Shadow because it's technically the biggest threat on the board while they have open mana. They could actually just, like, hostile takeover too. But again, they don't know what's in hand. We do have 2 mana open. And we're definitely letting them play this out as well, just in case they have any quests where they have to attack with creatures, which I haven't seen that quest in a while. That used to be the most annoying quest for me, but I must just be finishing it before... That's right, they get the power up on Bankbuster too. Block the Shadow, drop the good game. I hope you enjoyed the deck, opponent. It's too bad we didn't get Toymaker on the board. Guys, here's what we're going to do, alright? I was thinking this was actually going to be the last match, but we're going to try one more. And here's what we're going to do. We're just going to straight up give it to the opponent if it ends up being too long. So if we start getting around the 50-minute mark on the video, yeah, like, I thought that was going to be the last one, but I am having fun, and technically, I don't have time, but I really, really want to see Toymaker one more time, and so let's give it a shot. Win or lose, it's 100% fine. Like I said, we knew going in this was going to be janky, so let's see what we can actually pull off here, huh? Okay. We go first. Good hand. We got the Toymaker in hand. We got some ramp to get to it. Let's do this, guys. We go first as well, which is huge for us. It's going to be... Okay, Herd Migration. We're going to go Briefcase. Yep. A little bit of ramp. A turn for Toymaker could happen here. Herd Migration already has 4 on the domain, which is pretty sick. More Grixis? Oh no, get out of here. My poor Toymaker is going to get some instant removal probably. So we want to keep Safekeeping open first then, right? Let's keep the Herd Migration going. Let's go ahead, swing with our 1/1. Yep, Herd Migration is just going to be kept open, and we're probably going to actually wait till turn 5 for the Santa Claus, because we want Safekeeping to be open to protect it for a turn. All right, Herd Migration number 1, and we're going to save the Briefcase. Let's grab the, let's see, we have the tower. Okay, just another green source is fine here, especially when Herd Migration gets to find something else when it comes time. And we have the Wastes here in hand. Yep, looks good. Another Safekeeping, nice. So we have the 5 mana for the Toymaker, but yeah, we don't do it. We'll save the Wastes for next turn since they already know the forest is in hand. We also don't need to play the Herd Migration now that we have... Yeah, now that we could just keep this as a 7 mana card, and it might do a little bit more, but thinning out the deck could help us find more birdies too. Alright, opponent, let's see if you got the Make Disappear, buddy. I guess let's thin out the deck. That's fine too. And in this one, we'll grab... I guess the island is fine. I guess that's fine. Alright, Hostile Negotiations. That's pretty good. Get that island down. Let's see that Make Disappear, opponent. I'm not going to be playing around the Make Disappear because, like, we have the one for the Safekeeping if it hits. No, opponent! How could you? How could you, opponent? I guess we should have swung first, too, because maybe they would have removed the 1/1 instead. Ah, my heart, opponent. Why, Grixis? Why? How could you have an answer? Probably have all 4 Make Disappears in the build, too, so Let's see if our hostile negotiations can find us another Toymaker. Opponent's playing pretty fast. I appreciate that, opponent. I do appreciate that because the match has only been like, I don't even know, like 3 minutes so far. And we're already pretty far into the match too. See, now they play the Corpse Appraiser and they only have 1 mana open, so if we would have waited another turn to get the Toymaker down, I think it's fine overall. I think it's fine that we tried. Because you can't always play around a ghost in the opponent's hand, you know? My poor Toymaker. You know, maybe we should have had some kind of reanimation in this deck too. There is a lot of exile going on in Standard though. Like a lot of exile. Trespasser is like one of the most popular creatures to play right now. Okay, top deck on a Toymaker probably wouldn't even do that much because they have so much removal packed into the deck too. Power up the Bank Buster. Yeah, why not? Holy cow. Oh, it was already their second main phase. Well, that worked out for us, I guess. Let's get the Wastes down and go 7 mana into the Herd Migration before it gets countered. I'm okay with that. 4 3/3s is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. No swing off the 1/1. Now let's see if they have a hostile takeover in their build too. Because that would hit all of these. Yeah, this might be our chance to get some revenge against Grixis. As long as the match keeps rolling here. I'm okay with a longer video, you know? Every now and then. As long as it doesn't breach an hour. At that point, I think that's a little ridiculous, but I don't even like the videos breaching... What's this? Oh, sacrifice one? Okay. I don't like going over 50 minutes usually, but we often do. Especially when we play like mid-range decks and stuff. Double block? Yeah, I think we double block. I think we do. Okay. So we ended up losing a couple beasts that turn, but that's okay. So hostile negotiations before they have 2 mana available? I think that's fine. I guess we wanted to think about the auto tapper there a little bit. Yeah, we probably wanted to keep like the wastes available in case we get something else to play. Oh, see, if we show them this hand, they're just going to give us this hand for sure. But if we show them this hand, I don't think they want us to have the Toymaker either. Crap. I think we're going to get this hand either way. But you guys will have to let me know which one would you have chosen there. Yeah, they don't want to give us the Toymaker. It's just going to go into the grave. Yeah, I think either way, if we would have shown them this side too, I think that's the same thing that would have happened. Okay, we have Safekeeping open. Let's go ahead and swing. Oh, they can power up the Bank Buster though. Should probably save those to double block the Bank Buster, right? Yeah, that's fine. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Okay. They got rid of their second Make Disappear. That's good. Sheoldred hits this board. Holy cow. So 3 mana open. And do we keep this as a creature? Probably not. Let's thin out the deck. Let's see if we can find our last Toymaker. And let's go Swamp. Yep, that's fine. Okay, we get that draw down to 21. Abandoned Mire. Perfect. Okay. We're going to use the Abandoned Mire right now. And we'll have 5 mana. Watch them have the third Make Disappear, though. It probably is. It's probably the third Make Disappear. Do I hold it? It doesn't matter. We're doing it. I think we lost either way. It hits the board. It's probably basic removal, isn't it? Oh, no. Hey, this Tawnos might survive. Bankbuster. Guys, Tawnos is alive! It's alive! Oh, man. Something I forgot to go over when I was going over the deck. The beasts in here are, like, purely thematic, huh? Like, obviously you have to cast it from the Toymaker. Like, whenever you cast... Oh, they drop the go for the throat. Opponent doesn't like fun. I think we... Yeah, I think we would double block the Shieldred. Oh, and we drew a Heartstabber? Opponent's the real Heartstabber here, guys. Opponent's the real Heartstabber. That would have been so cool, guys. Copying that with the Toymaker. Oh, man. Let's go one more turn. Then we'll give it to the opponent. And go over the deck since it's getting pretty late here. I'm just curious to see if we actually do see the third Tawnos, right? Because we saw two of them, and we might draw the third one. At that point, we might as well keep going, you know? You never know. But also, yeah, we got to go over the deck one more time, too, and we're running pretty long into the video. This could have been awesome. I think this deck has a lot of potential for just some good fun. But again, there's so many rares. Make sure you're not, like, crafting this one or anything. For that matter, any of, like, the janky builds that we're just having fun with. Only if you think it's going to be, like, the most fun you've had. Because, man, yeah, crafting some decks is brutal. Look at that. Look at that blade coil. Wow. Oh, buddy. I love that this has... Oh, we should have used those. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, I know that we're about to concede, and I'm just like not paying attention, just like talking, you know. Oopsies. Yeah, we should have used the safekeeping. Either way, yeah, just one more draw. We give it to the opponent. As long as they pass it back here, I guess they're thinking like, what do we do? Oh, Ledger Shredder. Oh man, we drew two birds right after they get rid of the Tawnos. Hey, opponent, good game, buddy. It is running a little bit too late here. This one's definitely leaning towards you. While we could stay in, I really do think this is the opponent's, guys. So let's go ahead, go over the deck one more time. Yeah, just a nice little build for the holidays. I can imagine a lot of people are doing like Christmas gruel, you know, some green and red. I can imagine a lot of people are putting together the Toymaker deck as well. I wonder what everyone's is going to look like. Yeah, this is my Toymaker build, and I really liked it, guys. Hostile Negotiation works wonders with the Heartstabber, the Briefcase, the Greater Tanuki, and the Herd Migration are great ways to fix the mana. Like, just absolutely terrific. I would drop a Cultivator Colossus. I really wanted to see this. That's one of the main reasons we're playing too. I would go up some simple removal. The Bushwhack was not enough at all. This is not enough removal in this deck, guys, at all. So definitely add some other form of removal here. I would go down to 2 Hostile Negotiations too. I think that would totally work. Drop a Colossus, go down to 2 Negotiations, go up 2 forms of removal. Probably like a couple Go for the Throats would do a lot of work. Do you want to see Tawnos? You gotta have the 3, man. Like, it's just gonna die. It just has the biggest target on its back no matter what. So I think keeping 3 of those is fine. Could also drop a Greater Tanuki. Remember, one of the reasons it's in here is to be a 6 mana card to work with the Heartstabber, which happens to be a pretty decent card. Just kind of have to build around it too. Ledger Shredder, we don't have a lot of like 1-drops and stuff, so the Connive didn't come in, and then often we just wanted to discard like land instead, so yeah. Overall, pretty cool deck. I love just playing with the birdies and then trying to double them with the Toymaker, which we did get to double the Shredder earlier, which was pretty awesome. I'm pretty satisfied with that overall. The mana base was really good. Yeah, we had no issues with the mana base, especially with all the mana fixing too, so... Alright guys, hey, if you made it this far into the video, holy cow, what are you guys doing here? Happy holidays once again, and we will see you in the next video.